what can the city council do to better improve its public image and connect better with Mount Vernon residents? And first up would be Ms. Caravallo.
City council needs to be recognizable in the community. They need to work hand in hand with the different municipalities within the city, one of them being our police force. Police and the city council need to work hand in hand. We need to reduce the crime in the city of Mount Vernon. As you know, we have lost many of our children on the streets of Mount Vernon because we are not working with our police department. We need to work together, okay? This city has separated in so many different ways. We're not a community anymore. What happened to that? Where did that community go? When I was here, when I was born here, there was no north side, there was no south side. We were the community of Mount Vernon. We need to bring that back. We need to instill that in our children. Our children need to know we are there for them. The police need to know they need to work with us as a community, for us. We all need to work together, and we don't. There is nobody that can say the city of Mount Vernon works hand in hand with each other. All you do is fight. So how is that going to better our city? I can't see it getting any better that way. We need to stand together. And if we don't do that, we're not going forward. Our children are not going forward. We're going to have more in Valhalla, and we're going to bury more of our children. Is that what we want? Or do we want to make something for our children, for our youth, for our community? You decide. You have to be the ones to decide on September 10th. Who do you want to bring this city forward? Do you want current council? That you've seen what's been done. You've seen what's been done not just with current council, with past.
I'd like to see the city council provide more community hours, more community service, so that constituents can come to them to explain to them what's happening in their blocks, on their streets. There are only 5 city council members. There are over 67,000 residents. The reality is that there's not enough time in a day for us to handle a part-time job for 67,000 people. And so if only people come out during once a month for a meeting or twice a month, it's not enough time for them to really understand what's happening in the city. I believe that the city council should have an open communication with the school board so that they know what's happening with the school board, and the school board knows what's happening with the city council. Nobody seems to be working, and everybody seems to have an agenda. And from my point of view, from my porch on South 4th Avenue, is that everybody there was in their own little gangs. They were their own factions of fighting for their own, what they want, but they were forgetting we're the people in the middle. We're the ones who were getting hurt. And I don't think the city council, although for those who do show up to the city council meetings, I don't believe that they've had enough time with the constituents to truly understand the problems that we are all going through. Coming in to speak at the city council meetings and being given a minute doesn't truly explain what's happening in our lives, what's happening on our blocks. So I do believe that the city council does need to go out in the streets some more, or somehow offer office hours, or perhaps it become a full-time job instead of 15 hours a week. Because the 15 hours a week for 67,000 people, it's really not enough time. Thank you.
The city council person, like every other elected official, should be known throughout the city. They should be friends with everybody in the city. They should have proper relationships with the city that people can come to them and talk to them, even though it's a part-time job. Being in the community and having a strenuous job as a correction officer, I know what goes on in the city. I know what goes on in the city. The city council people should be working more with the mothers of victims of these children that have been killed. The city council person should be more outspoken on issues of the community. Because if they're all more outspoken on issues of the community, they could pass legislation that will affect the community. And that's the problem. We need ambassadors for the city of Mount Vernon. Not just in the city, but on a county level, on a state level, and a federal level. to go down there to Washington, D.C. and ask Barack to give us some of our tax money back. To go up and tell Cuomo, give us some of our tax money back. You need leaders like that in Mount Vernon. And that's the problem. There haven't been people more outspoken on the issues in the city because they just want to keep it within the 4x4 square miles. And I just need one vote. And that one vote, you have the person that's going to speak out and address the issues in the city. Thank you.
What the city council needs, what the people of Mount Vernon need, is for someone to apply an ear to the problems that are affecting the people of Mount Vernon. The problem is there's apathy among the people of Mount Vernon because they don't believe when they go and speak at these forums to the city council that they are heard, that it goes in one ear and out the other. The people that are here, that are on the city council, this is the same thing that they continue to do year after year, to say that, yes, we hear you. We're going to go back, we're going to review it, and we're going to come back with some type of solution. But there's never a solution. People are tired. People want to know that they have an accountable city council. They want to know that people that they speak to, they're going to get something done by them. Lip service is not helping. This is what's been going on. This is why when nothing changes, nothing changes. The city of Mount Vernon remains the same because the same machine that has been in there for the past number of years is still there and still waiting on other people to come and give them an idea of what should be done in Mount Vernon, instead of taking the initiative to go and do it themselves. But the people of Mount Vernon need an advocate. They need somebody that's going to be truthful to them, that's going to speak and tell them exactly where Mount Vernon is at this point, where the problems are, and what can be done to correct those problems, and at least listen to them so they feel that they have a part and have a stake in the city of Mount Vernon. This is what we all need to do. This is what is important to the people of Mount Vernon. And honesty, integrity, and accountability. That is what the people of Mount Vernon want. It's as simple and as hard as that.